And Benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to. I don't know what's going on with the music,
What's
guys.
happening?
Well,
What's happening? The strangest start to a show.
I'm sorry there. I don't
And
know.
benvenuti, fellas and bellas, to another edition of the Napoli Rant. I'm your host, Rafa Rispo, along with my partner in crime, Raf, the Business Bizzarro. Come stai, Raf?
Tutta fucking lies. Ciao. I don't know what's going on. It's just one of those weird days today, man. But
It's
welcome to
okay.
everybody in the chat as well as our audio listeners. Let's get this rant on the road. First, Rafa Rispo, you were the first person in the chat today, huh?
I was. I did that on purpose. I did that
Yeah,
on purpose.
you
I love
wanted
it.
that was
Let's
self-serving. Now
go, Ranters.
But let's give it to Foxtrot here. Forza Napoli
Yeah.
sempre. Let's give Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid a fight. We'll certainly be talking about that. We got the aftermath with Udinese and Lecce today, as well as talking about Garcia and just being ourselves, guys. So yeah, but before we start, guys, let's say hello to our sponsors, real quick. The Napoli Rant is brought to you in part by Tifosi Napoli Club New Jersey. And there it is, guys. Thank you to
Reppin' Napoli
those.
Club, New Jersey. Thank you very much.
See, I was gonna put on the hat as well, but with the green screen, it messes up the logo, so I
It
couldn't do it.
does.
So,
Yeah, it does a
Rob, I
little bit.
appreciate you wearing that hat. But yeah, certainly give the show a like. The aftermath, guys. Napoli versus we're going to talk about two games today since we had a game midweek and we had a game Sunday. We're also going to have two beasts. That's awesome. Our beast for Lecce was chosen by the Napoli Discord rant, which is growing and doing great. Check it out. I will put a link in the show's description right after this show is over. So look for that and get in, guys. We got a bunch of new members, man. It's popping in there. But Rafa, let's talk about Udinese first, man. It, it was like a complete 180, wasn't it? I
It was.
mean, it just compared to our last show, compared to the last show, and everybody Garcia out already, and I want to talk about this, guys. We need to talk about our emotions once again. Yes, yes, we were all a little upset last week, including me, including my co-host here, Rafa Rispo. We were all a little worried, but I think we need to take it back down a notch. We need to all calm down. Rafa, first impression. One word, maybe. Can you give me one word for last week's for the game against Udinese?
Um, familiar, right?
Familiar. That's a good word. I like that.
Familiar.
Familiar.
We definitely looked like the Napoli of old. We had everything working in the pieces that they used to work at last year. Um, Natan got his first start. It looked like him and Jay. Um,
Yes.
you had the midfield back to the way it was supposed to be. You had a lot of and we really didn't talk much about this on this show, but the whole Osimhen drama that
Hmm.
happened, over the course of the week leading up to the Udinese match on Wednesday. Um, it all kind of came out after last Monday, right? So
Yeah.
if you check, the Insta rant live, Joe Fischetti and I went on there and posted our audio on on our Far from Vesuvius and his Forza Napoli pod. So really, if you want to get my true feelings on how everything was, you go there, listen to that because I pretty much laid it all out there. But you asked me a question, I'll answer it. One word: familiar. We had everything we had last season. It
Hmm.
looked like we didn't miss a beat. Um, and if you ask me, Ralph, I'll tell you that Rudi Garcia basically told these guys, "Hey guys, you know what? Throwing my hands up in the air. You guys go do what you got to do, and let's see what happens."
Mm.
4-1, right?
It really feels that way. It feels like, I was reading a few articles and they were talking about how one, Dilo had a conversation, I believe, with Garcia. and the team had a conversation with Rudi Garcia saying how they wanted to keep the ball on the ground. They wanted to kind of do something that was familiar. So it really looks that way. Well, De Laurentiis also had a big conversation with Rudi Garcia about, first of all, staying calm. And don't worry, I'm not going to fire you. He reassured your job is guaranteed for now. But I like that because here's the thing, Ralph. It was like that emotion kind of came on again, right? The alarmism, or whatever the proper term is, kind of came out again, Ralph. And everybody Garcia out. This team is going to finish mid-table. We're not going to, and it's true. I mean, judging by the way they were playing over the past, for the opening of the season, one can justify those feelings. But I think we needed to give them a little bit of time. I think something needed to give, and it seems like even the Napoli players had a little bit of emotion, and they seemed to work it out. Do you think that this conversation helped? Do you think there was a big conversation? Well, I mean, there was. They did kind of confirm it, but they must have sat down and said, "Hey, Rudy, let's do something that we're a little bit better at because you're doing not really our style." I want to hear the guys. Let me know. What do you think they were saying to each other out there? Because something had to be. I mean, Rudi Garcia was calmer on the touchdown there. He just looked a little bit calmer. He was given more depth, and it seemed like everybody was a little bit calmer, and we saw something, like you said, something more familiar.
Ralph, just so you know, I'm hearing you a little muffled the last like maybe 10 seconds that you spoke, but
muffled. Okay.
yeah, now it's okay, but yeah, it's okay now. But just so you know, just to keep an eye out on that. There was a conversation that was had, and I feel like it was a motivating one, and because not only did, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but not only did they pull off a 4-1 victory in beautiful style and fashion, but they also pulled out a 4-0 victory against Lecce on the road, right? And we'll get to all that, but they followed up that performance with another stellar performance and some rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And the substitutions are working out much better. Something clicked inside these guys. I think they were all just fed up and knew, you know what, this is not the Napoli. As much as Di Lorenzo will tell you in today's press conference, for Real Madrid, when fans seem to say that the Napoli of last year is missing when we lose, but when we win, we're back, right? Here we are.
Right.
When in reality, I think what he's trying to say is we've never gone anywhere. Like, it's too early to judge. But there is something to say about that. Like, while I appreciate those words from Di Lorenzo, it's true, man. Like, that was a different team. It was a different team within the same bodies, and it looked like the Monstars took over, right? The Michael Jordan's team, right?
Right.
From
well, no,
Space
wasn't
Jam.
the Monstars was the opponent, right? It was the Looney
Right.
Tunes.
So, but what happened to, because the Monstars took
took our talent away.
didn't they take the talent away?
Yeah, they sucked out.
And what you saw on the pitch was the effect of the Monstars taking the talent away. That's what they looked like. They looked for those few games. I mean, and you know what? It's not even fair to say that, because just a few days ago with Joe, we were just talking about how, these players have been playing a lot better, and it's the finishing that was struggling, right? We struggled with
we had a few
finishing.
posts.
It's not like we were playing awful soccer in the last few games. I mean, maybe that Lazio. No. What I'm trying to say is
it wasn't terrible, but it was awful.
No, the Lazio performance was not great in the second half. The Genoa performance, it took 80 minutes to get going. And then the Bologna game, you saw a little bit better, but just couldn't finish, right? So So gradually, like, yeah, we played well. We won our first 2 games. We played a decent enough. It wasn't against great opponents. Sassuolo wasn't, giant killers just yet. And then we hit the Lazio wall in the second half, and from there it was at our worst. But slowly progressing to be better. Just again, our finishing was lacking. We, in most of those games we had possession. In a lot of those games we had more chances, more shots, this and that. And just sometimes the ball doesn't go in. That's how it is. Okay, fine, right? But I think they just really decided, you know what? For this Udinese game, we've got to get this out of our heads. Like, we are the champions of Italy for a reason. This was not a fluke last season, and we need to prove that.
Right.
So, that again, coupled with the Osimhen thing and Kvaratskhelia with this huge monkey on his back, and Natan getting his first start with Ostigard, nonetheless. Something that Rudi Garcia said he didn't want to see. He didn't want to see Ostigard and Natan together. He was waiting for Rahmani to be better for Natan. And then, only happened when Juan Jesus went down. So he had no other choice. But look at what happened. You've got a good combination. Now, in my opinion, now, aside from possibly Ostigard, Juan Jesus, you've got a good combination in Ostigard, Natan. You can play Rahmani, Natan. We know that. And I think you could play, Natan with Juan Jesus, and it'll be fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they understand each other. I know you're not I know you hate Juan Jesus.
I just like, it's no coincidence that he's off the field and we just look better. I don't know, man. I mean, granted, okay, yeah, we changed a little bit, but I want to read a couple comments here that I really like, Rafa, before we keep talking about this. Carl Urba says, Garcia wanted to fix something that needed not fixing, I'm assuming.
Yes.
He came in like we fired our previous manager because nothing was working, not a league-winning squad. I agree. I remember saying, and Rafa, we remember saying rather that, we didn't need Garcia to necessarily switch it all up. He needed to add, he needed to give a little bit of confidence, a boost of energy, but more or less keep the fundamentals of this team the same. So, yes, good comment here by Carl Arba, and a good funny one here by Antonio Pandolfi. D-Lo to Rudy, wait in the truck. We got this.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Hold my Amaro. We got this. But yeah, man.
Yeah, listen. Again,
I have another question for you, Rafa.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Rafa, I have another question now, because there's a, Carl said, Lobotka wasn't part of the game. How much of this was
what game are we talking about?
Just in the game, like in the schematics of things over the beginning of the season. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
How much do you think? And I'd like to know from the chat, because this is an important question, and I really want to know, how much do you think, how important was it for Lobotka to get integrated back into the schematics of this team and working through the midfield, again, keeping the ball on the ground and having him quarterback like the Lobotka of old that we saw last season?
It was massive. It was massive. There's nothing else to say about it. That was integral part of the squad of the midfield last season, and it was massive to have him back in. He was probably the rightful, he should have taken his rightful spot at midfielder of the season, right? And instead they gave it to who was it? Barella.
Barella, right? Yeah.
Right.
There's no way.
Don't get me wrong.
There was no way Napoli was getting four awards last season, even though they deserved it.
They deserved it.
No way.
But it was massive, man. Lobotka is such a big, huge part of this team that nobody really. Again, it's a very thankless position, in my opinion. Nobody gets a lot of credit for it. Like Jorginho went to England and people thought he was shit because he wasn't putting up numbers, but he was one of the biggest parts of the team, and it's the same thing with Lobotka here. It's a very thankless position because you're typical Stan, Premier League fans or whatever, even Serie A fans who only look at like goals and assists and that's it. What have you done for me if you can't get those?
Right.
You know what I mean? And purists of the game know that that's such a. I mean, if you don't have a good regista going these days, like you don't have
Right.
shit, man. Really, you don't.
Right. It's like we tend to look at all the sexy things, right? The goals, the
Mhm.
assists, or whatever, but we forget there's some guy in the middle that's behind these strikers, that's behind these wingers. And it's not just him passing the ball out. He's like, look at Lobotka all the time. We talk about this. He's just pointing in different directions. He's giving instructions to the defenders. He's giving instructions to the midfielders. He's running back, helping on defense. He's tracking back. He's pushing forward, and he's getting that hockey assist, right? He's getting the ball to the guy that goes to the other guy that's going to score the goal. And this is why, like, we have beasts of the match, because I think we try our best to acknowledge these things, these little things that don't show up on the stats and don't get the big numbers, especially on some of these rating systems. And Lobotka is that guy. He's a cornerstone of this team. He was massive last season. It was all about Lobotka last season. He won beasts many days. He could have won beasts almost every game. Not to mention, he played almost every minute. I mean, this guy was tireless. Thank God. I mean, let's just pray this man stays healthy because he is so important to this team. And I think sending the ball over his head was just a huge mistake on Garcia's tactics. I mean, just to like overpassing one of the best midfields in Italy. It was just a bad thing to do.
Mhm.
And not only did we know it, the team knew it. It's like you're taking away one of our best assets to do what? To do what? These stupid little long balls? How many times in the past with other coaches have we seen this long ball play and we're just like, man, this sucks. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
even fun to watch, let
Right.
alone is it not successful. It's just boring. We
Mhm.
lose the ball because we're not tall out there. Don't forget that. We're not necessarily the tallest team
No,
either.
no.
We just lose the ball. Out to the counterattack it goes. I mean, we saw it a few times against Lecce. Long ball goes out. We lose the ball. Ball comes to our zone and the other way. So, to me, I think playing out from the back, getting the ball to the midfield, letting Lobotka do what he does, engaging the wings a little bit better. And you know what, too? I noticed the positioning was a little bit better. It wasn't like everybody was all over the place, man. Like it wasn't a mess. It wasn't a mess. It was a little bit more structured. People were where they needed to be. And another thing, now we're finally starting to see Cavara and Osimhen link up again. I mean, how huge was it? This was the best duo in Serie A last
Yeah.
season.
Mhm. Yeah. It's very big. It's a very important just what were you I mean, this guy, Kvaratskhelia was so like lost, man. Like
Really?
double teamed. I mean, double not during Udinese, but before, double teamed.
Mm.
He was so good before March that they decided, okay, he deserves player of the season, MVP.
Mhm.
But the reality is for the last 10 or so weeks of the season, he was gone. And then the first 7 weeks here just was like, five anyway. It was torture. It was bad. It was so bad. And uh little by little, he was getting a little bit better. And then you saw the frustration on his face when those, excuse me, I'm sorry, when
What?
those two,
We're gonna
when
tie your
those
shoe,
two,
Propo? What's going
nah,
on? What's go-
I feel like I
You got
felt like
Nitch?
felt like something was crawling up my leg, but it
Oh
wasn't.
boy.
Dude,
That,
Shkivets.
you need a
Yeah,
minute
but
there?
no, no,
Oh,
no,
you
I'm good. I'm good.
yeah,
It wasn't that. But where was I? Oh, Kvaratskhelia, right? Just when he hit those two posts and just the look on his face, man, like oh, you felt so gutted for him, didn't you? It was just something
yeah,
else.
man.
And then for him to go and,
He had a big emotional reaction to all that too. You could see the look
grab
on
it,
his face.
yeah, it was just amazing. Amazing that he didn't let it get to him. Amazing that he didn't let it get to his head and feel, the weight of the world on his shoulders, could have just screwed him up for the rest of the game. And that's one of those moments that could really tell it's a telltale sign for a season, right?
Mm. Right.
And instead of going downwards, 10 minutes later, he gets the goal he gets, and then the assist he gives to
To Ozzy.
no,
To
we're talking
Simeone.
to Simeone.
Oh, we're speaking about Lecce.
We're speaking about Udinese
No.
still,
Udinese.
but
Damn, I'm sorry.
but the way he just turned it around mid match, like it wasn't even like something off the pitch or something spiritual that was said to him or something that some sort of a retreat, and then he just turned it around mid match.
Yeah.
And provided. And big ups to Simeone too for getting the fourth goal. I told you this last week on this platform. We really need Simeone to get a few more minutes to get a clean to this game, and almost everything we needed happened against Udinese. And just I have nothing left to say about Udinese, but if you want to crown a beast for that right now, and then we go to Lecce, I don't know how you want to do that. If you want to do it both at the same time, if you want to.
Yeah, maybe because we do have two beasts, so we have a lot to talk about. But if you're watching this game in a replay, tell us how you felt about this recent two performances with Udinese and Lecce. Let us know so we can comment back to you. But before you do that, show your support by subscribing to our YouTube channel and be sure to give this episode a like. All right, guys. So let's get to the match, man. I want to know your beast. We're gonna do two, guys. Back to back. Let's start off with Udinese. So let's get that in the chat going. And then again, if you're on the replay, let us know your both of them. It's okay. But let us know your beast name actually in the major. Now, I will thank you, sir. Ben actually Rafa bought this for me for my birthday. Look at this.
You gotta adjust your mic, Rafa boy. Sorry.
And
yeah,
I think it's working.
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Now it's good. I think I need.
I think you got to give it a nice yell into the mic for
right. A little with the cazzino. I gotta tell this mic. Oh.
Like it's. Don't forget to give it a like. That's what you got to do when you come back.
That's funny. Bad mic check. Thank you guys.
Bro, Ben did say, "Yo, nice jersey." He shouted me out for mine and yours for you. Nice jersey too, long sleeve.
Yes.
That is the jersey that I gifted this man when we first met. It was his birthday present.
Oh, when we first met.
Yeah, it was a birthday.
What a gift, man!
Little birthday gift to you.
What a gift, huh?
Yes, man. Big shout out. We haven't spoken to him and about him in a while, but Damien from RB Classic Jerseys, with the beautiful production of the Emeda jerseys, and your boy Rafi Biz representing today. I had to put this one on, and I'll explain this to you later, but we'll get to the beasts, and then we'll talk about it. All right,
guys. So let's do Napoli, Udinese, guys, a beast of the match, and then we will get into the Lecce. We're going to do it right now. Let's go for it.
There it is. Speaking of...
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're great. Okay. Yes, yeah.
Rafa, I'm gonna take this one away. I'm gonna let everybody.
Do it.
No. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you take this one away. So before we get it, Rafa, before I let you get into your spiel here, because I know you were super passionate about this one, I was thinking about giving Udinese, guys. Full disclosure, I wanted to give the Udinese game. I wanted to give Team Beast because, I mean, let's just say honorable mention to the whole team because the game was beautiful. The game was beautiful. It was just so good to see Napoli play that way. But Rafa made a great point. We were speaking back and forth. And, sometimes you just got to give in, man. Sometimes you got to give in. So, Rafa, I'm going to let you take this one away, man.
Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. What can I say, man? Foot mob man of the match. I think he had like a 9 rating. Just overall like workhorse. He worked so hard for every ball. He worked so hard to make space for himself. He worked so hard to find, the passes. And just like I said earlier, everything that, he's endured over the past 7 months. And a lot of doubters riding him hard, right? And was it a fluke season for him? Has he been figured out? 9-3 on FootMob as per Antonio Pandolfi. Amazing rating, but and like normal, we normally don't you know easily give the player of the match, the beast of the match as well. But my goodness, and I heard some people say Di Lorenzo. There's a really good case to have it be Osimhen because of everything that happened to him over the week, and he got the second goal. But Kvaratskhelia, not only did he score finally and assist Simeone's goal, right, in the dying embers of the game, but it was after 2 posts, and he was the catalyst for getting the penalty kick for 1-0. So, I mean, what else could he have done in this game? He was a maniac. And again, like I said, mid-match, he had to figure it out, right? In mid-match, it wasn't like he finished off the match. He had a strong match. He still couldn't get that goal. Still couldn't get that assist. He got both. And the celebration that he had, what's up, Lukey? The celebration that he had, at the crowd in the Curva, right? It was Curva B, right? Just, I mean, you could tell that, like, this guy is here and here to stay. And just, I mean, he was kissing and hugging the ball boys. It wasn't just the team. It was the ball boys. It was the camera guys. It was I was afraid he'd get it. I was afraid he was
everybody.
Bro, I was afraid he was going to get Amunish.
Right.
A yellow card for the excessive celebration, right? But I also feel like the ref is like, you know what, this guy just
let him go.
Like if I haven't seen something where 60,000 people collectively watching, like, the evil spirits lifted off of someone's body, like, that's got to be the one. Like, that's it. Like, we're talking about all these. It's almost Halloween, right? It's October. It's October 2nd. Halloween is coming. Evil spirits,
Halloween kits too,
right? And the Halloween kits will be out soon too. Oh boy,
yeah.
I heard this one tops them both.
Yeah,
and it
there's gonna be a pumpkin. All right, hold on. We'll talk. You know what happens when we start talking
orange and black. Watch.
You think?
I hope so.
Ruff, you know a guy?
I know a guy, but that's me speculating. That's not what I said. All I'm saying is,
these kits are hot. How did Maradona wear this thing, man?
Bro, I'm telling you, back then,
holy shit.
That was, and they went from that to full polyester, and they hated the polyester.
My God.
Like this kit right here. This kit right here, they rather wear the kit you're wearing now than this polyester kit. They didn't like it.
I'm about to go bare chested on this show in like a few minutes, man.
Oh, bro, don't tempt me with a good time. Dude, anyway, listen, Kvaratskhelia beast of the match, hands down. You just, I mean, there's no other way to say it. I like the shout for Team Beast, but we couldn't pass this opportunity to give it to the guy who just, and then again, another assist, this time to Osimhen in the match against Lecce. Just fantastic.
I got a little mark on my head now.
And it couldn't come at a better time, Rafi boy.
Agreed.
It really couldn't.
I really have nothing to add, Rafa. I mean, you took this one all the way. I mean, just again to see when he was frustrated, when he was threw his, when he threw like an air punch, and now that he got it, the best thing I like is that, and even when Osimhen, he got subbed the other day, and then he came out and said that I was frustrated because I want to win. It just goes to show you how motivated these guys are to want to win. And that's a good sign. So despite what we saw in the beginning of the season, these guys want to win. And I think that's good. I think that's good for the mentality of the team. It shows the Gatsima. It shows the passion. And I love it. And I think there's so much passion there that they even went to this coach and told him about it. And look at them now. Because that Napoli, this Napoli that we're seeing now, is going to do big things this season. So I want to give everybody a minute to do beast of the match now for Lecce. We'll do that real quick as well before we move on.
Bro, Lecce, man. Ostigard goal, 16th minute, 1-0. Osimhen comes in at 45 minutes at the second half, scores within 5 minutes. Like we said, the Quadra ball to Osimhen, sort of like the goal scored against Juventus, only almost a carbon copy of it.
Right.
And then a 2-1 that goes in, but is called back for a handball. Little blunder by Medet. Nothing too much to worry about. Goal didn't stand. And then, Gaetano comes in. Gianluca Gaetano comes in and scores within 5 minutes. Then we get another.
Viega who?
Yeah.
You should have seen the Discord.
Exactly.
They had the picture with Drake. When he was like this.
Oh, yeah.
And they had guys coming to the Discord, man.
That's a good one.
So much fun, man. We were having such a good time in there, guys, for the game threads and the rant general. We're just talking about things guys get in there. It's so funny, man. Really, really
link for the Discord in the Far From Vesuvius podcast description. Check it out. Podcast notes. The link is in there. Join it. It's really fun. I probably am going to go in there a few minutes before and at halftime, maybe even after the game tomorrow. So check it out. If you want to say hi to me, if you want to say hi, it's a text message board. Let's do it.
That's so funny, Rafa. Everybody's talking about the Halloween kid. You see what happens? We talk about kids here.
I know. Look, the rumor that I started, guys. I do not have an inside. Okay, that's not true. I do have an inside. I just don't know. All I heard was it beats both seasons. That's all I heard. The orange and black was me speculating. It was nothing I heard from anybody. It would be fire though, wouldn't it? And the spiderweb kit was beautiful, right? I just exchanged again with Fran. And the bat kits from last season, absolutely phenomenal. That blue, that almost a little bit shaded darker blue with the black bats coming out from the bottom is one of my all-time favorite kits. I still don't have it. Like I gotta figure out how to get my hands on it. But I will be getting this season's Halloween kit because I have a feeling it's going to be something amazing, and it's coming out soon. So,
all right. So this guy's big shout out to the Napoli Rant Discord for this one because me and Rafa couldn't really figure it out. So I had mine, he had his, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. We were having a great conversation in the Discord. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the people in the Discord, and I'm gonna get some advice here. So I'm not gonna do the whole video thing. I'm just gonna put it right up on the screen, guys. Beast of the match, Napoli Lecce, Napoli Rant Discord edition. Here it is, guys. Bang by popular vote. Ostigard again, his second one in a few weeks, guys.
Yes,
second one in a few weeks. I said this guy needs to play more. I told you what he's able to do. Gets his first goal in Serie A?
Yes, because last season's goal was the Champions League goal.
Right.
Beautiful header goal. Yep. It's your typical center back's goal, right? I mean, again, Kim Min-jae scored goals like that last season.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I believe that the center back position, while pretty important, can be interchangeable and you can still manage, a successful season. Kim Min-jae came in, and you've never seen a situation where a player comes in, wins the Defensive Player of the Year, wins a Scudetto in one season, and then leaves, right? Comes in, dominates, leaves. He's like, what's that? What was the Roman Reigns shirt when he came in? Enter, wreck everyone, leave. That's what Kim Min-jae did, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. Now you have Natan and Ostigard, right? Where these two guys, if you told me we would have someone named Natan, a Brazilian center back next season, I would tell you, what are you talking about? We have Kim Min-jae. If you were to tell me Ostigard would be starting, I'd be like, what are you talking about? We have Rahmani and Kim Min-jae. There's no way Ostigard's starting. But guys, there it is. And not only are we only one goal against with both of those two in there, but we also have a goal now from that position. And it's the winner. It's the match winner.
Right. And it makes him our 8th goal scorer so far. So things don't
already 8 goal scorers.
Already in 7 games in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because after the game, I'm looking at our stats, right? And for the time being, at that point in time, because we were the first match on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Napoli Napoli had the most goals in the season. You know, like if there were 9-0-0s, Napoli would have had the most goals, you know, of the season. You know, so I mean, it's 16-4 and 6 against now. So that's not too shabby when it comes to, dude, we're 4 points behind Milan and Inter.
And that's starting slow. Guys.
And that's a slow start.
But either way, I love Ostigard, man. I liked him last season. I'm like, this guy needs to play. I'm sorry, guys. If Rahmani and Ostigard can be a thing, let it be, or Natan. Juan Jesus to me now is number 4. He's just number 4. Granted, I'd like to see them play against a more challenging team, especially like Milan. You know, Pulisic doing his thing, Giroud, and what's his name on the side over there? What's that guy's name on the left? Leao. I mean, yeah. I mean, I certainly want to see these guys, how they stand up to the bigger teams, but I'm optimistic about them. This guy's aerials are amazing. He was due for that goal because he had plenty of chances the game prior to with Udinese. He wanted it, and he got it. He had a perfect cross to his head, and he didn't mess it up, guys.
Right.
Ostigard, beast of the
But
match.
He's also been solid defensive. Like, he's been solid defensively.
Oh, and that's the thing. I'm sorry. That was the other point that everybody was made.
Right.
0 goals. 0 goals in this game. 0 goals. And he was a big part of that.
Against a Lecce team who had been undefeated at home previously, right? They had just lost their first game against Juventus a few days before, right? And at home, they were undefeated. And listen, I know it's Lecce. And I said last week, the cream's going to rise to the top, right? Lecce at some point will level off. But, I mean, it's still a tough match on the road before Real Madrid, where you know, Garcia had no choice but to, you know, look into a little bit of rotation, right? He couldn't do that for the center backs, right? So he had to trust in these guys, and they are doing the job. They're doing it. I mean, Natan on, you know, Saturday was also very brilliant. Very, very brilliant. Good player. You know, seems like he's a smart player too. And I just think, you know, I rate Ostigard. I would love to see him get more minutes. I think once Rahmani's back, he'll be back in. But I think he deserves a lot more playing time than he's getting. And he should be able to see it now.
Excellent, guys. So there it is, our 2 beasts of the match. Shout out to the Napoli Rand Discord. Come join us, guys. There it is. But for now... Moving into our next topic, guys. I mean, we
Mike again. Good.
Moment of silence. We good again?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
I just needed a moment of silence, guys, after.
Yeah. It seems to me, Ralph, and
when the video comes, I know, I get it. I got it.
It's all good, though. It's all good.
All good. Live Live shows. That's what you get.
Live shows.
I mean, we touched on this in the beginning of the show, guys, but we'll just go over it again real quick, and then we want to get to the Champions League talk a little bit. But we're calling this one Garcia being yourself now. Rafa, again, I mean, this might sound redundant, but is the team being the Napoli that they want to be now? And will we see this for the rest of the season? Let's touch on it real quick because I feel like it's going to be redundant, and I want to get
So are they back? I mean, I would say,
guys.
I would say so. I would say so. Like you don't just show up and do stuff that you've done over the past 2 seasons. Like this team knows how to play like that, right? The team knows what to do. It's muscle memory from last year. They know exactly how to play the style that they've played in the last 2 games. So for them to regress from here, I'm not trying to say we're going to win every game from here on out. I'm not trying to say we're going to go on an 8-game win streak like we did last season. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to say against the bigs we'll be in trouble. We won't be in trouble. I'm not trying to say, that we'll beat Inter twice, Milan twice, Juve twice. But what I am saying to you is this. From now on, I don't expect this team to regress. You know what you can do. You've done it with 2 different center backs now. So the center back argument for me, void. It's null and void. I don't want to hear any more about Kim and Jay. I don't want to hear any more about what we did and didn't do to replace him. For me, it's null and void because we are capable with the center backs we have now to play the way we've played. 8-1 over the last 2 games in 4 days. Okay? And doing it in a fashion that is a dominating fashion, right? All of a sudden the pundits are back. Oh yeah, Napoli, if they play like this. Now they're back. You know what I'm saying? God forbid there's a couple games that a little skid. Now the team is back. So I don't think that the team will go backwards. I'm just very nervous about how we see them tomorrow. Like I'm not asking for a win. I'm not asking for a blowout. I'm not even asking for a win. I'm asking for their best against Real Madrid. Right. Real Madrid's best. Mm-hmm. And if a result comes of it, so be it. I'd love a point, and we'll get into that. But what I'm trying to say is, let's see how because again, it was let's see how they respond to Bologna. Let's see how they respond to the Victor stuff. Let's see how Kvaratskhelia does. Let's see the new 2 center backs. Let's see. Right? Then it was, okay, they won big. Let's see how they do it on the road against a team that hasn't lost yet. Let's see how they do it against this and then that. And they did it. Now it's, okay, let's see how they do it against the big, right? Real Madrid and then Fiorentina at the weekend. Let's see how they do it, right? So we have to understand that if we don't get a result tomorrow, it's not the end of the world. We won our first Champions League game, and what I want to see is passion, grinta, the fire that they had in their eyes from last season. And if they don't win, it's okay. If they lose, fine. But I want to see them give their hardest. If they hit 3 posts, if they swarm the freaking box, mm-hmm. if they counterattack crisp, if they defend well, if the midfield is held, if all these things is what I want to see. Okay. And that's all, really, honestly, tomorrow, that's all I care about. I want to have fun watching a game. And if we score and win, it'll make it all that much better. But, the question is, are they back? If we see that, they're back to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they've got one more game to prove it to me because, I think that'll match the 3-game skid with a 3-game, beast performance.
Rafa, I got to rant. I have to rant a little bit.
Do it. Go ahead. Do it. Take it.
Here's the deal. We have to understand something. Like, Garcia was a new coach to this team. We expected maybe some things. Yes, some of his tactics we're not crazy about. this team came out high and mighty, maybe with their heads slightly inflated because this is how we did things. We're champions, and you got to do it our way or the highway. But my rant really goes to the fans and to all the tifosi out there once again. We can't sit here and start Garcia out again. I know we had it on the show, but we put a little question mark. It was just to entice the crowd. But Rafa, we speak about mentality. It's like if we want to be true champions, if we want to be taken as a serious club, if we want to be champions, we have to understand that sometimes things might go wrong. We cannot freak out every time something is going wrong. All right. We totally shat on ADL again about a fucking TikTok. A TikTok. And what happened? That's right. The social media executive got fired. Got fired. Not for that video. Oh, yeah. The executive guy gets fired 1 week after this video, but that's not why they fired him. Okay. He had a long conversation with the guy. ADL did not care about TikTok, but he saw what it was doing. He saw it bothered people. He took care of it. Out. Garcia, not doing his thing, calls him up, has a phone conversation with him, says, relax. Your job is secure. Just do your thing. Boom. Everything changes. D'Lo talks to the team, says, everybody relax. Boom. Everything changes. Oh, Osimhen, he's gonna leave now. He's out. Oh, we're lucky if he doesn't leave in January. Oh, Victor Osimhen is not. Who's gonna pay 150 million for this guy in January? All of a sudden, he's gonna leave. Relax. He was all right. I know he deleted some of the things off his social media. Fine. He was upset. He was upset because he don't want to feel disrespected. That doesn't mean he wants to leave. He loves Napoli. In fact, when it was like Nigerian fans that said, "Oh, they should call out racism against Napolitans," Osimhen responded and said, "No, I don't have a problem with the people of Napoli. You don't have a problem with the team. It was just a stupid post, and they should apologize because it was stupid." Not that he felt like it was offensive and racist. Guys, if you want to be taken seriously, we can't freak out every time something goes wrong, man. You got to keep the faith. True faith doesn't come when everything is going great, when we're winning 10 games in a row, we're banging in goal after goal. No. True faith, true fans come when things are not doing that good. When things are not going the way you think they're going. And you got to keep the faith. You got to have hope. Me and Rafa, me and my partner here, have been trying to put this in your brains for 3 years now, man. For 3 years. And we're even attacked for it. We were even attacked. And some of you apologized. And thank you for that. But even we were attacked. I mean, really, is this what we're going to do? We're going to attack each other. We're going to attack our team. We're going to attack our coach. We're going to attack our president every time you're not happy. Relax. We're champions now. We're a different team. We're a different mindset. Let things play out. Let things play out the way they should. Because look at us now. Now we're feeling stupid, aren't we? So don't do that, man. Keep the faith. Remain optimistic, man. We finally saw Scudetto last year. And that doesn't mean we're automatically going to be the same team as we were last season, that we're automatically going to win another Scudetto. Just, it'll come. It's going to come. It's a long season. We were, what, 3.5 games or so behind Inter. Now we're now we're only 4 points.
4 points.
All right? That's nothing. Match day 7, that's nothing. We won our first game with Braga, whatever. Some of the things weren't as pretty, but we got it. Now we got Real Madrid, and we hit the mark at the right time. And I'm confident in this team. Even Carlo Ancelotti said, be careful with Napoli. This is going to be one of our hardest games. Carlo Ancelotti said it. If he can believe, why can't we believe? Guys, we have to change our mentality now. It's time to change our mentality and just with this instant gratification and with this just poverty thinking, man. We got to get it out of our brains and start to grow up. Grow up. Like just like ADL did, just like the team did, man. I have confidence in this team. I love this team. It was one of the best Napolis we've seen. And look at these guys on the pitch, man. They want to win. They're dying to win. We need that. We have that now. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
No more bullshit.
Give
no
it all
more
the
bullshit.
That's
I
my
tell
rant.
you what, I like that. I like the rant, Ralph. I do. You're not gonna hear a different opinion out of me. I think people were just way too quick to jump the gun. I think when it comes to the whole thing with Osimhen, like the statement that he put out was good. I just wish it came a little sooner. And Napoli letting the social media guy go might have needed it. I wish that happened a little sooner. But as far as people calling Napolitani racist, I mean, go listen to Shadow of Vesuvio. The episode dropped earlier today, and you'll hear how Michele from Napoli feels about that. He was also attacked. You know what I mean? Just because he's a Napolitan doesn't mean anything about. Listen, there's racism anywhere you go. Like, to say that there's no racism in Naples is an ignorant statement, because there's racism in Naples. There's probably racism next door to me, right here, right? But the problem is that when a video that's not even in question goes viral after the fact, and I got to tell you something, Ralph, too. Victor Osimhen, to me, he never would have taken those pictures down if it wasn't for his agency. I'm telling you right now, I'm convinced that his agents,
I didn't mention that. You're right.
Dude, his agents were like, Victor, take the pictures down. You have to take the pictures down, all of them.
Yeah. Dirty agents. Dirty.
Yeah, dude. The
dirty,
agents are killing this game.
He was the one that came out and talked all that shit in the first place. Oh, we're gonna sue you.
Right.
We're gonna sue you.
Yeah, it's funny how quick the agent comes out to talk, but it took Napoli a few days and it took Osimhen a little longer to come out and address the situation. But the agent,
of course,
right on top of it.
Gonna sue
right on top of it.
Gonna sue that ass.
No.
Like, yo, AD, I mean, everybody was like, yeah, all right. It was definitely an embarrassing moment, but everybody thought ADL was just going to come downstairs and say, hey, guys, we're going to, ma dai, ragazzi, non dobbiamo fare queste cose su TikTok. No, guys, it's a process. They investigated. They probably saw what was going on. They probably had a couple meetings. They were trying. Guys, there's a process to things. Oh, a pazienza ci vuole. Nobody's going to come down and drop the hammer right away. They had to figure it out. They figured it out. Napoli and the team and the tactics, they figured it out. ADL with his coach, he figured it out. They figured it out. It took a week or two. It took a couple weeks, and boom, right back. Not even a couple weeks, because if you count on it, it really took a week. And the ADL said, after Bologna, we're gonna start again. So
he did. He did say that, and look what we've been doing. Right, bro.
I see being yourself, man.
Tomorrow is huge.
Good.
Tomorrow is huge. And I know I said not even 5 minutes ago, maybe 10.
The real showdown, Rafa.
Right.
The real showdown. Go ahead.
Listen. 10 minutes ago, I said, if we don't get a result, okay, as long as we play our best. I want a result so bad. I really do. Like in my passion through that rant, I caught myself saying, if we don't get a result, I'll be happy as long as we.
You did say that.
Give our all, right?
I let it go, Rafa, but I wasn't happy about it.
But listen, here's the thing: is we don't have to get a result. But I really want the result. The main idea here is try to come away with a point at Maradona. This way, it's less likely that you'll get a point at the Bernabeu. And hopefully at the Maradona we could do what we got to do. Now, the thing that worries me just a little bit is did not Anguissa come off with a little bit of an injury yesterday? Was that him limping off, or was that something that I didn't really maybe I noticed it, but maybe
Anybody in the chat can confirm? I didn't see.
Well,
anything.
I was on the phone. I was on
the.
the phone with cousin Luca, Slow Flow Luca, earlier today, and he told me that he's worried about Anguissa because he seemed as if he came off with an injury. I missed it. I didn't really get to
Cal,
see
can
it,
you
but
confirm? Cal Erba would probably confirm that. But
yeah. But I mean, Luca's listening to it. He could probably confirm.
Luca's in there. Yeah, Cal Erba, Luca, let us know.
But pulling up tomorrow's predicted lineup. Let's read it through FootMob. Right here's a he ran off the knock. Okay, I didn't see anything. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Well, so as far as FootMob is concerned, business as usual. Same exact lineup. Meret, Di Lorenzo, Ostigard, Nathan, Oliveira. I want Mario Rui. Hopefully it's not Oliveira and it's Rui. Zielinski, Lobotka, Anguissa, Politano, Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia. So, here's the thing, right? Was Lecce the optimal opportunity to start Cayuste in the midfield? Or maybe give Gaetano a start? Or maybe throw in Elmas instead of Zielinski? Like, when is it going to happen where we see a little bit of rotation there? Because one of these three guys get injured, we may have an issue, right? So that's a little bit worrying. This midfield has started every game since match day 2.
Rafa,
right?
I think I'm starting to rub off on. I'm rubbing
rubbing. You're not rubbing me.
I'm not rubbing you.
Me. No.
I'm not rubbing.
You're not giving me the rub.
No.
You're rubbing me off. Is that what you're doing? Rubbing me off?
I don't know. Am I?
Oh, you're rubbing off on me.
Is that what's going?
Or am I rubbing off on you? What's happening here?
Well,
are you getting the rub? Are you getting the rub?
No, I think. Am I rubbing you? Is
it a dry rub?
Depends on the day, you know.
What's happening here?
Guys,
cosa stai facendo here? What are we doing?
Carbs. It's a family show, guys. It is a family.
What family is up right now watching this? It's all a bunch of men. Oh, there is one family up that I know of. Luca's family. They're all watching. Oh sorry, boy. All right.
No, but
sorry, kids.
Because it was always, remember, it was. I think. Remember, you said this in the past.
Wait, is it the bub rub?
The bub rub?
The bub rub. You ever see the bub rub?
Do you want to rub weenuses?
That was so weird.
The weenus rub?
The bub rub with the woo woo. You never see that? You didn't see that?
Oh, no.
Guys, look up the
wedding.
I'm freezing. I got the AC on right here. I'm freezing. Hey,
I should have turned
it
on.
See, it's a little nipply in here. I don't know. If Listen,
we're about to hit the hour mark, Rafa. I'm gonna put
YouTube the bub rub, please. Everybody in there, YouTube bub rub. Anyway, okay. So you agree with me that perhaps we need a little bit of change in the midfield. Not for tomorrow, though, right? Not for tomorrow. Can't happen tomorrow. Non ti posso sentire. Just like this. Ah! No, I can't hear you. It's happening. Anyway, guys, listen, I'll take it over. You heard me announce the projected Napoli lineup. Here's the projected Real Madrid lineup. You got Kepa in net, Carvajal, Rudiger, Fernandez, and Garcia, Valverde, Tucameni, and Camavinga, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid, Paulie's second favorite team. And when these two teams were announced against each other at the come si chiama, the draw, he was upset because he loves Real Madrid. He's Napoli first, but he loves Real Madrid. And really quickly, guys, there's a history here. There's a big history here between Napoli and Real Madrid. So, legend has it, it's not legend, it's actually fact, that the reason why the Champions League is the way it is today, the reformation of the Champions League from the old European Champions Cup in 1992, which created modern football, is from 1987, round 1, Napoli-Real Madrid. Back then, it was a straight knockout tournament, 2 legs, and the powers that be in UEFA were like, you know what? This is not good for business. We have Maradona against Real Madrid in the first round. One of those 2 teams go home, and it's just not good for business. So what happened was they got together, and years later they created what we now know as the Champions League. The tie turned in to be a Madrid win. Napoli were eliminated round 1. Maradona off the Champions League. Back then, you could only get in by winning your league and winning the Champions League also. Maradona's first appearance in the Champions League, he was ousted by Real Madrid round 1. 1-1 at the Maradona, 2-0 at the Bernabeu, and he was gone. And there you have it. History behind this tie is very, very big. Now, we did also play, right, Ralph? It was 2016-17. In the round of 16, we lost 6-2 on aggregate. But that was that famous Insigne goal with the black jerseys that I love. That's why I love the black jerseys that we have. And, we took a 1-0 lead at the Bernabeu, which was nice. And then we also took a 1-0 lead at the Maradona with Mertens in the reverse fixture. Let's see how it goes here. Real Madrid, not long ago, winning the Champions League, won La Liga that same season. It's Carlo Ancelotti. It's the best players, some of the best players in the world. Let's see how it goes, guys. I'm so excited and super stoked for it. That's why I had to wear this kit again. I wanted to wear my blue Champions League kit, but there's no difference between that kit and, the home kit for Serie A, other than there's no upbit on the back. Plus, we're playing Los Blancos, so I wanted to wear the white. Plus, I think it's swagoo, and it goes good with the hat. Shout out to Napoli Club Tifosi New Jersey. Thank you guys for being in, and let's effing go, baby.
Guys, thank you to everybody in the chat as well as audio listeners. Man, we had a great show. Rafa, as always, tomorrow, Real Madrid, Napoli. It's going to be a banger. Looking forward to it.
Banger.
Get in there. I'll put the link in the description. You can find it on our Twitter as well. Get in there on the game thread. It's just so much fun, guys.
Get in on the game thread of the Napoli Discord. Thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the watchers. Thank you to the sponsors.
Shout out.
And
if you're interested, hit us up, man.
Yeah.
Rub bangers tonight. Great. Rubs and bangers
tonight.
It's our theme of the show tonight.
Banger after banger, rub after rub. Yeah. The bub rub.
Guys, for the watch party, if you guys just go in there, whoever wants to do it. But we had fun. I know some people. The problem with the watch party is who's in head, who's not.
Here's the problem with the watch party, man. I can't do a watch party live because I can't be spoiled with what happens. Like if I'm watching on my TV screen, I can't be spoiled. If something happens before, I can't contain myself. If something happens after, I'll be pissed that I didn't get to see it on the TV live. It's fine. You guys do it. Do the watch party. It's awesome. I'll see you in there with through text on the game thread and at halftime and hopefully after the game too.
There it is, guys. All right, guys. Forza Napoli sempre. We'll see you next Monday, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Campioni d'Italia!
Campioni d'Italia!